Today on Modern Homestead 95, we're going to walk you guys through framing a wall. You're going to want to start with a clean, level area. There's a couple different techniques for framing a wall. We are going to build this one in place. We start with our toe plate. We are making sure our corner is nice and square, and then we scribe the toe plates so they stay in the right spot. After that, we mark out where our studs are going to be so our anchors don't end up there. We're going to drill the hole for the anchors next. With your toe plate square and holes drilled, we assemble the anchors and then hammer them in. Use the nuts as a guide for the depth on the anchors, then tighten them up. A laser really helps to keep everything plumb. This will be our first vertical stud going in. It sits on the toe plate and runs all the way to the ceiling. Here we are attaching it with some concrete anchors. Now we are going to cut the top plate. The toe plate is the bottom of the wall, and the top plate is the board that runs across the top of the wall. The vertical boards are called studs. We find a ceiling joist to attach the top plate to, nice and secure. Here we are scribing a line for where our wall is going to be with our laser. The second top plate is going to be mounted with toggle bolts because it's not on a ceiling joist. These go through the sheetrock and open up with wings and tighten the board up against the ceiling. With our toe plate and top plate in, it's time for the rest of the studs. We use concrete anchors again here because this is a block wall. Tapcons is what we are using. They are reusable and easy to install. We've marked out the toe plate for the studs 16 inches on center. We use our laser to find the top side of where the stud will land. Then we measure and cut our vertical studs to length. We install them with a 16-penny framing nailer. We had to make a slight adjustment here and line this stud up with the rest of them. We double check it with a level. The framing nail gun makes quick work of installing the vertical studs. We are using a nailing method called toe nailing, and we toe nail each side of the board, top and bottom. You can really see the walls starting to take shape now. We're going to rewind a second here and drill a hole for some wiring that we need to install inside this wall. And we're back. To mount the electrical box, the outlet will go in. Since we are going to have an outlet in this wall, it's going to need some wire ran to it. Most houses use a standard 3-wire Romex cable. It comes with a rubber jacket and does not need to be installed in conduit. Leave a serviceable whip to attach both ends. Alright, now the fun part. Time for some sheetrock, folks. We start by scribing one side of the sheetrock board and then stand it up and snap it in half. Then we cut the back side of the paper with a razor knife or box knife. This gives you smooth, clean lines. Sheetrock gets attached by screws 6 inches on the border and 12 inches in the field. We definitely aren't bad at doing sheetrock, but it's not the funnest thing in the world. The more you know about it, the easier it gets. It just seems to take a while to figure out everything you need to know. We need about a 1/2 inch shaved off half of this board before we can install it. The old measure twice and cut once trick is really good when you're installing sheetrock. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it needs to be close. That way you can tape and mud easily. Our last piece of sheetrock is going in here. We had to cut an angle for the ceiling and a couple notches for the step down. We built this wall to separate the wood stove from our daughter's bedroom. It'll be nice to not have to worry about her getting burned. It also helps the floor plan of our house and makes another living room area. I didn't go into detail on the sheetrock mud, that's for another video, but here we are doing the primer sealer on this wall. You can see now it looks like it's supposed to be there, and maybe it always was. It's really hard to tell at this point. We appreciate you guys taking time to watch this video. Be sure to subscribe to Modern Homestead 95.